What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Two Dimes and a Token. I am your host, Brucknasty. In this particular episode, we do a 2023-2024 NFL fantasy season expectation board. So we brought on a very, very good friend of mine. His name is Ben Anderson. He is, in my opinion, a fantasy guru. Absolutely been playing the game for absolute years. Awesome dude. Drinks a ton. He's absolutely hilarious. And he has 3 words that he lives his life by, which you'll find out in the middle of the podcast. Very positive words. They're actually not that positive. But if you guys are into the NFL, if you love football, if you have a favorite team, we talk about a lot of different players in the podcast. We go over different teams. We do some team expectations. I naturally give my expectation for the Carolina Panthers. He breaks down about 15 to 20 different questions that we pulled from you guys on the internet, said you wanted to know. So check it out, and Ben is going to be able to provide all these answers for us. So if you guys are still have to do your draft in your 2023 fantasy season, be sure to check it out. It is awesome with the info that this man brings to the table. He's got some great advice on where to take different tight ends, where to take different quarterbacks. Is McCaffrey still a top 5 pick, even though he's got all those weapons around him in San Francisco? Which wide receiver are you taking off the board first in PPR leagues, non-PPR, the whole shebang. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure before we get into the episode, go down and hit that subscribe button. And by the end, we, as usual, are going to finish with our Spice of the Week. So make sure you guys go in the comments, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, some other audio podcast, or if you're on YouTube. Go in there and write it in the comments, baby. Tell us what your Spice of the Week is, dude. We want to know. Let us know so we can get you involved in the conversation. And we'd love to be able to highlight some of those, throw them on our socials, and really emphasize some great successes for people. So we want it to become a huge thing. We're not going to stop annoying you about it. So go in there, tell us what your Spice of the Week is. So, and also hit that notification bell so you know every time that we post something on YouTube, you guys can check it out. And without further ado, let's dive into our 2023 fantasy football picks by our guru, Mr. Ben Anderson. Round 2, which has only been recorded in for one actual podcast that we're going to get out of this, even though it's our second round. Technical difficulties, because once again, Bruck is still mastering how to do this shit on a professional level. We look good from the outside in, but
dude, we look good.
We look good.
We look good.
That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Yes.
So what is our drink of the pod on your end, brother?
Drink of the pod right now. Actually, we switched it up. So we're going to go with Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. This one packs a little bit more of a wallop than the good old Weller's. I believe Weller was 80 or 90 proof. This bad boy is 115.
Damn.
But very smooth, very reasonably priced. Fantastic if you ever go and pick it up at Total Wine or ABC.
Well, that sounds delicious, actually.
It's scrumptious. It really is.
Sounds like what you're saying is it would put a lot of hair on my chest.
Yeah, it would keep those 3 hairs company that you already have that you're growing out there, like right around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll keep them company.
It was awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, my daughter was very proud of my first mustache hair. It was great. So we are here today. Go ahead.
The fact that you had a daughter first,
yeah,
and then the mustache hair, that's a clutch moment.
I was so ingrained with white trash DNA, Joe Dirt style. That facial hair.
Yeah.
We interrupt this podcast to bring you Sunterra Solar Solutions, a leading-edge solar company committed to making sure they provide a phenomenal experience to its customers. Going solar was one of the best decisions that I ever made. Not only did they provide me a no-hassle experience, it didn't feel like a sales experience. It felt like an amazing person-to-person having a conversation on whether solar was going to be right for me. I was fortunate enough to not only lower my monthly energy cost, but they gave me an option to be able to create a stabilized monthly bill that I could prepare around. I qualified for a new customer incentive that put cash in my hand after installation, as well as I qualified for a tax credit at the end of that same year after I had it installed. All in all, not only was it the best decision I ever made, I lowered my monthly energy costs, I stabilized my bill, I put a ton of cash in hand. It felt like I got paid to go solar. And my most favorite part that I haven't even mentioned, it eliminated my exposure to future increasing rates from the utility companies. So if you think going solar is the right thing for you, by all means, hit us up in our DMs. We can connect you with a sales associate today. And now back to the episode. White trash.
Yeah,
like
man.
That, so.
Funny. So funny story. And it's like a super normal thing. Like some kids start like fidgeting and stuff when they wake up and they're like looking for their parents and stuff like that. So they like pull at their hair. So a buddy of mine, his daughter is almost like 1.5 now at this point. 100% has that kind of a condition. And it's growing in, like you grow out of those in like the phases. But like as a kid, when her hair is growing in, the front does not grow because she picks it. The back grows. And so this girl looks like Josephina Dirt. Like it is phenomenal.
That's great.
100% got to be her Halloween costume. But yeah, dude, it's awesome, man. And she's adorable and she's super smart. She's going to grow out of it. But right now it is just freaking hilarious.
That's beautiful. I would be very proud. You know what I'm saying? That's like giving my current son the 90s bowl cut. It's very similar. Yeah. So it's great. I'm going to add, actually, when we get done, I got to show you, we should post it up on the side pictures here. As a matter of fact, put it right next to me and you. So we gave Ryder a Dumb and Dumber haircut, the Jim Carrey style. Remember when he stuck his head out of the limousine? Yeah. Yes. So I got 2 photos of it perfect next to one another, and it is fucking awesome. So here we are, man. We are here to do an important job. All right. And that job is to make sure that we prepare the future players of the 2023-2024 NFL fantasy season, prepare them in the right direction. We want to push these people.
Absolutely.
We want to give them a little bit of advice, right?
Yeah, the gurus on NFL Today and ESPN, they have no idea what they're doing. I mean, what? They only have 100 million people watching them. They don't know shit. What you're going to get here, is true expertise where you dive down deep in the numbers and you just get yourself all inundated with the correct data, the correct players, and you'll win your league.
Exactly. So are you saying now if people listen to this podcast the whole way through, you are guaranteed to win your league?
100%.
I love the confidence there.
100%. And if you don't, that's your fault, not our fault.
It's going to be your fault. Here we go. That's awesome. All right. So here we go. So the way we're going to break this down, we got a few things that we're going to dive into as far as some questions. So I had some fan questions that actually emailed in. I told you we had about 20, 30 people email in some questions. A couple of them we threw out. So after we did that podcast, I then actually threw that list away and deleted it. So I then had to try and remember. Here we go. So I'm going through my drive right now. Here we go. So we're going to go down a list of questions. We're going to ask you as the guru. You are the fantasy guru in this episode, probably for the podcast, because you will be coming on at later dates so that we can talk about whether your picks were successes or failures. Most likely successes, but if someone else does it and they fail, that's their fault. And,
yeah, of course.
And then also drink.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's fantastic. All right, so let's go down the list here, brother. Let's figure this thing out, right? Is Christian McCaffrey worth a top 5 pick?
Yes.
Why?
I think because he's in a much better offense right now. I think no offense to the Carolina Panthers, but when you join the 49ers after a 3-hour flight and you're the best player on their team by far, a team that has a top 3 tight end in Kittle, fantastic, already a fantastic core, great defense, and Deebo Samuel, who is a Swiss Army knife. You join that team and you're just heads and tails above everybody else. That's somebody you need to pick. Same thing. And again, I'm just speaking from PPR perspective. He's the top 15 best wide receiver in the game, as well as a top 10 running back. So to have that type of Otani level, I can do both things. You want that on your team. The only thing holding him back is that injury, cloud that, he's been dealing with his whole career. But again, barring injury, 100% top 5.
All right. First of all, I'm going to argue one thing here. We all know what that means. Secondly, it's not his whole career.
Yeah.
It's just after he signed his 4-year, $65 million deal. That's the only time that he started getting injured. So I don't want to hear that shit. Secondly,
okay.
Part 2 of that question. So you do not feel with all the weapons that they have in that offense that he should still slip past the top 5 pick?
No, I don't. They've got weapons, but you have Kyle Shanahan, who is going to get space, going to create space. He's going to have all-stars. You have Brock Purdy, who is still Mr. Irrelevant, even though he did have a fantastic first 6 or 7 games. Now that he is the starter and he is the man, defenses are going to scheme for him. They're going to find weaknesses. They're going to figure out why he was the last pick. So they're going to get the ball out of his hands ASAP and try to make him successful. Having that outlet they can just catch or run is super elusive. I think there are going to be schemes for him 20 to 30 times a game where he is going to get the ball. So touches, when it comes to that type of cast around him, I don't think he's going to be, looking for touches. He's not going to have any issues with that, I don't think. Again, this is my opinion, but that's the type of player where you game plan for him on the offensive side. You get him the ball. And real quick, too, I just want to say, what pick was the Carolina Panthers this last draft?
You mean what draft pick did we have?
Yeah, what draft pick did you have?
The first overall.
So I agree, man. Like, that's a fantastic team to root for whenever you want that first overall pick every single year. For sure. That is.
You said every single year.
That's
Fuck
for sure
that.
the team you want to root for.
That's dog shit. That's what that is.
They are.
So, great. Thank you. And for your information, you can posterize this right now. I think Bryce Young finishes top 20 of all quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I agree.
And the funny thing is, a lot of people are like, that's not that impressive. There's only 32 starters.
I didn't say it.
You did.
I didn't say it.
Question I was able to save. DeAndre Hopkins has been an immense asset the last 3 years, barring suspension last season. Is he worth a first-round pickup now that he has Ryan Tannehill throwing him the ball? In other words, I think what the question was implying, because we had to explain this last time.
Yeah.
I don't think the question is questioning DeAndre Hopkins. I think it's questioning the Titans' ability to get him the ball. Do you think that he's still worth a
first round pick? Hell no.
No.
Hell no. No, man. He has first round ability for sure, but with age and with Tannehill and with that offense still being a Vrabel run team, it's defense, run the ball down your throat. You still have an 800-pound, 440 running back in Derrick Henry, who's going to knock your head off and stiff arm you into the second deck. But, DeAndre Hopkins is going to be fantastic. He is not going to be a first round player.
Understood. What's the latest that you would, or what's the earliest you would take him in a draft?
I mean, I still think he's a top 15 player or top 15 wide receiver. That's for sure. So, I mean, third. I mean, if he can fall to the fourth round, I'd take him, but I don't think he's falling to the fourth. I think it's a third round for sure.
Hey,
if you can get him in the fourth round, I think you're going to win that league. That's for sure.
there you go. All right. If you're the number one pick, are you going wide receiver or running back in PPR leagues?
Shoot, wide receiver, 100%.
Are you taking Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
Or Jamar Chase in the first as a first pick if you have that pick?
So you're telling me that you have T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, I think it's like Irv Smith or something like that, whoever their tight end is, which is actually an option still. You have all those players on that team. And Mr. Tom Brady Jr. as a quarterback. And then you go over to the other side of the thing, and you've got Alexander Madison and Mr. 140 miles an hour, Madison and Addison on that team. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you got. I think Justin Jefferson is going to get 20, 25 targets a game. I mean, that's the offense. Dude, Dalvin Cook's gone. Dalvin Cook's gone, man. So,
yeah,
I mean,
and where did he just sign?
Dude, he went to the Jets, man. He just took the legs out. Look, he just took the legs out from under my boy, the rookie from last year who tore his ACL. Running back for the Jets.
Yes,
I took him. I don't even remember his name.
I know. That's pretty wild, to be honest, but it is what it is.
Brees Hall.
Yeah,
they
Brees Hall.
drafted Brees Hall. Killed it, and then now they just put in Dalvin Cook, which, I mean, hey, Dalvin Cook's legit, but I mean, he separated his shoulder about 17 times last year, so I don't know I don't know what they're thinking, but you know, it's what it is.
All right, so you're definitely going Justin Jefferson number one, and are you comfortable with saying Jamar Chase should go off the board second? Or would you put someone else in that?
PPR, I mean, it's going to be close between him and Eckler, but yeah, I'd say Jamar Chase is number two.
The consensus ranking for a man named Mr. Johnson at Fantasy Pros, I found it. I pulled it up. You remember? He has Travis Kelce as the third pick. Does this stress you out?
No, it doesn't. Here, Mr. Johnson, if you're listening, Mr. Johnson, join my league. Join my league right now and pick Travis Kelce third. 100%.
You will lose.
I will, and you will lose. You will lose.
And you will lose. All right. So, hey, what are your three words, man? What are the thing you live by, brother?
People are stupid.
That's awesome.
Like I said, this isn't going to be our fault if you lose.
Yes.
If you lose, you're going to pick Travis Kelce 3 overall. I'm sorry.
That's it. That's gorgeous. All right. So, first running back off the board, Bruck himself made a bold statement in a previous podcast earlier this year when we were actually we were in the middle of summer and we wanted to do a pre-draft, right? Kanyuzi and I were sitting down and talking, and I said Derrick Henry would have 2,000 yards this year. Do you support that? Which is why I'm also saying he should be the second running back. Correction. He should be the third running back taken off the board in PPR leagues. The only two above him, I have Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler.
Yeah. 100%. I 100% agree with you. I think Derrick Henry is still a top 6, top 8 pick. I think you've got Cooper Kupp, you've got Jamar Chase, and you've got Justin Jefferson are solidified as the top 3 wide receivers. And again, injury is going to happen. It is what it is. But barring injury, just talking about talent, utilization, and offensive scheme, I think Derrick Henry's either 5 or 6 off the board. It's either him or Cooper Kupp. They're right there.
I dig it. Do you agree with the 2,000-yard season?
If he plays 17 games, hell yeah.
I'm glad we could agree on something. Because
Yep.
in the last 4 seasons of football, I'm pretty sure I am 1-6 in bets against you. And the ironic thing is, I have 3 of those bets recorded on my phone, and we're sitting at Davidoff's, smoking cigars and drinking whiskey while we do it.
Dude,
and one of them,
cigars and whiskey make me 6-1. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, that's what it is. And then I also was bold enough to say that Carolina, I did not say would win the NFC South, but I did say would make the playoffs in the NFC South with Baker Mayfield as the starter. And I'm pretty sure there's not a situation in football that's ever gone more south than that right there. He really just didn't want to be there.
I can give you one. I think your success is still better than 2 things. The Cowboys playoffs. I think third is Cowboys playoffs. Second is the entire organization of the Cleveland Browns. And then you. I think you are over both of them.
That's real good. Yeah. See, and the other thing, I think I was too, and the Cleveland Browns were above me, and then that Manziel thing came out on Netflix.
Yeah.
And that just
tanked them.
Yeah, so when your agent is out there playing wide receiver for, your pro day, I'm not sure if I would have drafted that guy.
That's not great. It's not a good look. That's a tough
not a good look. All right. Here we go. Should I take a quarterback in the first or second round?
Not at all.
Why?
Not at all. It's too deep. It's too deep relative to the points they're going to score, man. I mean, yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a Hall of Famer. Josh Allen is multi-dimensional. Lamar Jackson can run. Jalen Hurts doesn't make mistakes. Joe Burrow is all-pro quarterback. That's 5 quarterbacks right there. Not everybody's going to be taking quarterbacks. Not to mention, you still have fantasy producers as well. So we're not really talking about who are you going to have to QB your franchise moving forward to win a Super Bowl. We're talking about who are you drafting to get you points to win games. And that's not necessary in the first or second round.
Okay. So, here we go. Damn it. See, I don't have the full question. I really wanted to touch base on that shit again. DJ Moore. DJ Moore looked very good with 1 catch and 80 yards and a touchdown in his first preseason game with Chicago. Is he a top 10 wide receiver to pick up?
No, not even close. No.
Are you saying that because 15? Of DJ Moore? Or are you saying that because of Justin Fields?
You
see that face, you want to be like, both.
Both, dude. Both. No, bro. You can't trust Justin Fields' arm. You can't trust it yet. He proves it this year. DJ Moore next year, maybe top 10. But that's not who they are. What was DJ Moore? Can you look it up? What was DJ Moore's average yards per catch? I'm assuming it was pretty high. Pretty high. He was downfield. A lot.
Yes. He was their 14? Number 1 receiver. Huh?
Over 14?
Hold on. Career. Well, I can tell you this. He had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He's got 21 tutties.
Wait, how many?
13.1.
13.1 total. What about last year as well?
Yep. Last year he had, to be honest, this is actually kind of impressive. He had 14.1 last year. Oh, correction.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. That was one. So yeah, no, he's actually at 14.9 for a career on his average.
Yep.
And last year, with the shit show that happened in Carolina, he still had 7 touchdowns and he was 12 yards away from 900 yards. And he had 63 receptions.
How many games did he play? He was out, wasn't he?
No, he played in 17 games.
That's hurtful. But yeah, I think he is more of a big play. He is more of a get downfield wide receiver, and that's not. I mean, I am not confident that he's a top 10 wide receiver with Justin Fields as his quarterback. If you run plays to be downfield, I don't believe that that's what's going to happen in Chicago. I think it's going to be more 5-10, maybe a 15-yarder every now and then, but Chicago's going to move the sticks first down, and I don't see DJ Moore being a top 10 wide receiver with Justin Fields.
Bold.
You do. You think he's going to be top 10?
I think, and once again, I'm gonna stress this, and because this is not prejudice. This is because I've seen what he's capable of with the people that are throwing him the ball. I think he's a top 15 receiver with Justin Fields throwing him the ball. I think if he had Patrick Mahomes, I think he's a 100 reception a year guy. And I think because I think he can run phenomenal routes. He does run great routes. I watched him run them for 5 years. And on top of that, he's great with run after catch. Phenomenal with it. He's very athletic, very smooth in his cuts, and he's got excellent hands. So I think if you had a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, throwing him the ball, I think he's a top 5 wide receiver. I would put him right at 4.
Top 5.
Yes. I don't, but here's the other thing about that too. It's like, yeah, I know you're stressed right now. Now it's Mike is stupid. So here's the thing. I get where you're coming from, but I don't think anybody's been able to scratch the surface on what he's capable of. He's never had anything reliable getting him the ball. I mean, think about it. Cam Newton, 2 seasons, got hurt by week 8. He had 1 season where Cam came out fire in like 2015, tore his shoulder against the Steelers, and they were 6-2 when they went in that game. That was the point where the next 5 years just got fucking derailed. So it is what it is. After that, then you have like they called Chris Winkie out of retirement to fucking come in there and throw him the ball.
Oh so man, I think he was 50 years old. Winkie was 50 years old when they called him to throw the ball.
It's highly probable. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking called Testaverde again.
Yeah,
my dad calls him the testicle. Bold. So that's all I'm saying. Well, I won't keep you on it. I'm just saying.
Let me do a little something real quick. DK Metcalf, DJ Moore.
Okay, do you want me to talk about potential or do you want me to just answer who's better right now?
Who are you going to take? DK Metcalf or DJ Moore?
In fantasy, if I had to pick right now, I'm taking DK.
CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore.
I'm taking CeeDee Lamb.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I might take DJ in that case. I lose a lot of trust in Tannehill, and I'm sorry.
Okay, so you have more trust. You have more trust in Tannehill, or you have less trust in Tannehill's arm than Justin Fields' arm.
I have more trust in the Bears being able to find ways to get him the ball, rather than just Justin Fields throwing him the ball.
And so now we also have Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I'm taking all
Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill.
I'm taking 2 receivers. Like 12 people. I'm taking 2 receivers for Miami before I'm taking DJ Moore. Again, though,
we listed 10 people right there. You're saying top 5.
I'm saying the potential to be top 5 if he had the right guy throwing him the ball. If you put him in the Kansas City offense, I'm going my top 5 wide receivers as far as fantasy right here. I'll even list them. Justin Jefferson. I'm going Jamar Chase. I'm going Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, and Cooper Kupp. That's where I put him. And I only put Cooper Kupp 5th because he's white.
I was about to say, give me whatever you're smoking, man. Because at that
I'm
point,
telling
I
you,
think
bro.
You're going to vote for DJ Moore for president.
No, absolutely not. I would not do that. I don't believe in his political campaign. However, I do believe in his athleticism and his fucking talent. I think he's got it going on. So, but the issue, once again, it goes back. He hasn't had a quarterback since he left Maryland. Let's be honest. He hasn't. And I
don't think he had a quarterback at Maryland.
But they're also like DBs didn't exist in those games. They don't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's not. People look at college ball like it's phenomenal. There's only a solid 10 DBs that come out of each and every draft every year that end up being worth a shit. So those other guys just out there, they could run fast, and it looked good while they were doing it.
Yep.
So, digress. We fucking move on. All right. Is Tony Pollard worth a first round look with the injury?
Close,
yeah.
Yeah, that's close.
So if you drop,
I would say no. I would say no.
So you're letting him go to the second, and if you have the first, second, third, fourth, fifth pick, you're picking him up in one of that area.
100%. He's top 15 pick, top 15. I still would pick. There's still 6 or 7, maybe 8 wide receivers I would rather have on my team with 100 to 110 catch capability. It's not a running back league. Tony Pollard, I mean, he's going to be the offense, but again, like you said, the injury. But, I mean, top 15 for sure. I mean, you might snag him in the 12 or on the turn at 13 or 14 in a 12-person league. But especially if it's a 10-person league, he's not top 10.
Is Devontae Adams worth a top 10 wide receiver pick with Garoppolo throwing him the ball?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Devontae Adams.
It's Devontae Adams. Last time I checked, he is him. So
there's only one other receiver in the last 3 years that could say the same thing. That's DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, what he has probably, I think, of the top 5 catches in the last 5 years, I think he has 2 of them. Remember that triple coverage catch he had in the end zone? And then there was a back shoulder one. Yes, that was a game winner. And then he had a back shoulder when he bounced to himself and snagged right before he was like 2 feet off the ground falling down. Yeah, I think he's got 2 of the top 5. So I think both of those guys, like if they walk in, you can probably see the tip of it hanging out their shorts.
You see it tucked into their sock. Because they're gentlemen, Bruck. Because they're gentlemen.
They're gentlemen. They tuck it exactly.
They tuck it in. Yeah.
Should you steer away from Josh Jacobs given the issues in Las Vegas?
Man, I would almost steer away from any running back who's not going to catch 40 or 50 balls. If you're a running back and only a running back, I think, especially in any draft position that you have. So, for instance, let's say you have 5th pick. You're drafting McCaffrey, you're drafting Eckler before you draft Henry. If you have the 10th or 15th pick, you're drafting Kamara, you're drafting another receiving running back before you're drafting Nick Chubb. I would absolutely take Kamara. Again, I think he's got the suspension for 3 or 4 games?
Yeah. 4.
Yeah. 4 games. He's got the suspension, so that plays a part in it. But, I mean, if you're talking 17 games versus 17 games, I'm drafting Kamara, a receiving running back, over Nick Chubb. And I think Jacobs, he's in that line. He catches, but I think maybe he had 40 maybe last year. He had 40.
Yeah.
if he can work out of the backfield and catch balls in open space and work with kind of like a Hunter Renfro's in the slot on one side, he runs the other way, and they kind of run kind of a tandem to where he can get open in space and catch more balls like 50 or 60. Josh Jacobs is a top 5 player.
Okay.
But he's got to be more with the PPR rather than just strictly 300, 350 carries downhill.
It's a great one. You're going to love this.
Perfect.
Should any person ever draft Russell Wilson again?
I think there's one human being in this world that should draft Russell Wilson, and it should be you. Yep. Raise your hand.
That's right. I would like to tell everyone the story. I would take ownership because last year I had a fucking team, bro. And I did great with injuries. I really did. My starting running back that you pick up in that first and second round, he didn't get hurt till like week 6, which is pretty fucking good in today's NFL. That's not bad.
Very good. Very good.
I think there's only one top 10 that made it the whole season. What was that, Saquon?
Well, yeah, I don't know if Jacobs was a second round pick, I think, in our league. But yeah, Saquon made it the whole way.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the whole point. However,
no, Saquon wasn't a first round pick.
No, not at all. He was
a third round pick in our league.
Yeah, people were very unaware of how he was going to play after the whole knee thing. So, which was smart. That we keep talking about sleepers. That might have been the sleeper because he had a fucking season last year.
Oh, that was huge.
And so here's what happened last year. Not to interrupt, but you remember I lost significant amount of games last year. There were quite a few games that I lost, right? Where Russell Wilson, my expectation of a quarterback, 15 points. If I get 15 points minimum, baby, that's my floor. My ceiling's 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With his ability to run, he's usually very good throwing the ball. Although this year, like even though that's his job, he wasn't really good at it. Just wasn't a good look.
He did not meet expectations.
No. So I lost 7 of those games by 10 or less points, where Russell Wilson scored 6 or less points. So if I had Kirk Cousins, I would have lost only 1 game last year. But
if you had Sam Darnold, you would have made the playoffs.
Yeah, you're probably right. I could have, as a matter of fact, because you remember week 1, and I'll never forget it, because I picked up Sideshow Bob, Robbie Anderson, for 1 week, and because I knew he was playing against Cleveland, and I said he's gonna pop a deep one, and he had 2 catches that game for 85 yards and a tutty. And I got in the group chat and I said, "How about that Sideshow Bob pick?" And then Monday I dropped him.
Immediately dropped him. Yeah,
immediately.
I remember that.
He had no other touchdowns the rest of the season.
No,
I felt like that was clutch. I'm just saying, and I picked him up as the very last pick in my draft. So
that's how you know right there. That's how you know that you have nowhere to go but up when you're the greatest story of your entire season was 1 catch for 80 yards and a touchdown by Robbie Anderson
in week 1.
In week 1, an immediate drop. Yeah,
there you go. So that was it, man. So Russell Wilson, I hate you, and I don't want to say I hate you person. Yeah, I'm gonna. As a matter of fact, I will tag you in this. Clip that. Number 1. I think there was 6 different clips of you standing in a pocket, looking in the end zone with a wide receiver standing there alone, and you ran. And either way, it was depressing, and it ruined my entire season. It made me look incompetent.
To his defense, Broncos country, let's ride.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's ride.
What's the earliest you're actually taking Travis Kelce, a.k.a. the first tight end off the board?
AKA the biggest receiver in the game. Man,
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a top 20 pick. 100% a top 20 pick. He's not a top 10 pick.
No.
But he's definitely a top 20 pick. It depends where you picking. It depends what you need. But I mean, if you pick a wide receiver in the first round, maybe not. If you're picking a running back in the first round, I would look to Travis Kelce.
So second, third round.
Second round.
And
Second
let's
round
be
for
real,
sure.
second round in a snake draft, if you're on your second pick in the second round, right?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, he's definitely top 24. I mean, it's a 12-person or a 10-person league. It doesn't matter. Travis Kelce's the second round pick.
Yeah, if you have the first overall pick, I don't know if I'd take him at that point.
The first overall pick, you can get him at 24.
Yeah, but
in the second round.
You might need a running back, maybe. Because if you're the first round, if you're the first pick, remember you're taking Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. We agree on that.
100%. Well, you're taking Justin Jefferson. Yes, we agree on that.
Hey, it's not what I said. I didn't say that. You don't say that.
You did. You didn't say it, but we agreed on Justin Jefferson.
We agreed on this.
But I'm saying if you've got pick 24, so if you got pick 1, that means you got pick 24, but that also means you got pick 25.
Yes. So yeah,
So
actually, yeah.
If he's still there, I mean, you got two shots.
You got the first. If you got the first pick, just understand you have a high chance that you're going to get Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. 8 of the 10 fantasy football experts have Bijan Robinson as a top 5 pick. Do you agree?
I agree that we should have those people as paychecks for misleading the public like that. No. I mean,
No. I don't know what else to tell you. No. Okay.
He's got talent, but he's what you say top 5 pick?
Yes, they're saying that he is going to be a top 5 fantasy pick his freshman year in the NFL. Yes, that was a joke. I meant to say freshman. That's to the fans, not to you. Yeah, not to you. That's to the fans. People love to shit on me in the comments. Oh, you said something stupid. I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So continue with your analysis here.
Yeah, the analysis is people are stupid. I believe those who are taking Bijan Robinson are the ones that are upset that you're using the word freshman. They're probably also the same type of people who think a driver's license is optional and a shirt is optional in Walmart. Those are the same people, that are taking Bijan Robinson top 5. I think Bijan Robinson's a great talent, and he's on a shitty team. And I think if you can get him top in the second round, third round, I would take Bijan Robinson between 25 and 30, but he is not 5th.
Clip that. We're clipping
Clip
that.
it.
That's beautiful. Those are the same people that think driver's license are optional. I love that. Do you have faith in CeeDee Lamb? No,
Yeah.
sorry. No, Jerry Jeudy.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Well, I have faith in CeeDee Lamb, and I am not afraid to say it. But Jerry Jeudy, I also have faith in. I think.
Yes. Even with Russell.
I think with Sean Payton, I think if you can't get worse, I'm going to say it this way, you can't get worse than last year. That's not possible. So, and I also think somebody just went down with a major season-ending knee injury Achilles tear. I forget who it was. Not Cortland Sutton, but the third wide receiver for the Broncos just went down and tore his Achilles. Yeah. But I think you've got 2 strong wide receivers. I think Javonte Williams, I believe, is the running back there. He is coming back from injury as well. You're going to have more weapons. You're going to have Sean Payton. I think Jerry Jeudy's going to get open. I think he's a fantastic talent. And I think that he's 100% draftable, especially where he is from last year. Jerry Jeudy could be a top 40 player, top 35 player if he stays healthy and Russell Wilson doesn't, do what he did last year.
If he doesn't screw the poops. There you go.
Yeah. He needs to unscrew poops. That should be the first thing on the board in training camp that Sean Payton writes for the QB room. Unscrew poops.
Do you think that Calvin Ridley exceeds expectations in Jacksonville?
I really don't want to say anything about this because if anybody in our league watches this, which I think they do, that's going to screw up my sleeper pick. But yeah. I think Calvin Ridley could be a top 10 player, top five player. Calvin Ridley could go for 1,613 this year.
So I'm going to be totally honest with you. And I'm going to, since you've thrown your business out there, I'm going to throw my business out there. I'm just going to put it all on the table, baby. All right.
We're putting our businesses in people's faces right now. That's what we're doing.
Everyone's seen the movie Draft Day. Vontae Mack, no matter what. I wrote down in my book because I've been writing shit down. I'm making sure I'm going to fucking win this year because my last 2 seasons has sucked so much ass. So I wrote down 4th pick, Calvin Ridley, no matter what. So either way, in the snake,
he might not make it.
That's what I'm saying. So I was also kind of like 3rd, a little bit, because I was kind of thinking, because you know how I am. I love to wait till like round 8 or 9 to get me a quarterback. I love to find those because there's going to be 8 guys that take quarterbacks. There's still top 10 quarterback. I could pick fucking Kirk Cousins. He'll sling 35 tutties. Like, come on. There's no doubt. So, and it's a lot better than those 18 tutties that Russell fucking slung last year, along with those 19 picks. Those stats may not be accurate, but it pissed me off.
Dude, Russell Wilson is underrated on the defensive side of the ball. He really is.
So, I'm just letting you know that's my business. I planned on picking him up as a sleeper as well. Not to mention, I just watched another podcast called The Pivot where they sat down with Trevor Lawrence. And he said, hey, how is Calvin Ridley doing? And he straight up said, I don't think I've ever seen a guy more eager to get back there and show people something. And he goes, dude, he's texting me 3 times a day like, hey, bro, you want to go throw? Like, I was like, I'm picking this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you on that. All right, here we go. Went through that one. We had a big debate about this. Justin Herbert an Elite 3 quarterback?
No.
Is he a top 5 quarterback? If you put Dak in front of Justin Herbert, I swear to God.
Hey, man, you've been mentioning him all. Kirk Cousins. No, I'm just joking. I'll be honest with you. I would put Trevor Lawrence. Again, this is all, on my potential. What I think can happen this year. I think Trevor Lawrence can perform better than Justin Herbert this year. That being said, I think Justin Herbert is better. He is more established. I would say Herbert is the 4th best or 5th best quarterback in the league right now. Burrow, Hurts, Allen, and Mahomes are above him, I think. But, I mean, you've got Lamar Jackson if he doesn't get hurt with his scrambling and running ability. And then Herbert and Lawrence are all right there.
I have Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen. Right? What's he gonna do?
I don't know.
All right, hold on.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's getting ready to fuck with you on that one. I don't have him top 3.
No.
Here we go. Oh, stop! Get out of my way. See, this is the problem. I had it all written down. It was a nice little thing here. Here we go. I have Patrick Mahomes. I have Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts. I did throw Aaron Rodgers in there. And I have Justin Herbert at 5.
So you have Herbert and Rodgers above Joe Burrow. With your most favorite wide receiver, you have a 839-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers probably can take Social Security right now. That's how old Aaron
He's not
Rodgers
in his 40s.
Yes, he is.
He just turned 40?
Aaron Rodgers, I think he's 41 or 42.
No, don't lie to yourself.
Look her up.
Google it.
Look her up. He is 40 plus, dude.
39, bitch. See that? 39. Put it for you right there. 39.
He's paying off Wikipedia. That's what he's doing. He put that on there. He edited Wikipedia.
That wasn't Wikipedia. It was wiki.com.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
Ooh. But his birthday is in December, so he'll be 40, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be 40.
Yeah.
So you're putting Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, a brand new team, above the guy who has been to the Super Bowl and the AFC Championship game, 2 out of the last 3 years?
And he lost both of those.
To who?
Well, one, he lost to Patrick Mahomes.
And the other?
And the other, he lost to fucking Matt Stafford.
In the Super Bowl.
Excuse me, Matthew Stafford.
And last time Aaron Rodgers was in the Super Bowl was when? You were still in college, I believe.
I'm pretty confident when I say this. I'm going 2011, 2012. As a matter of fact, let's Google that. When did Green Bay win the Super Bowl? 2011, motherfucker. Yep. Hell yeah, 2011, 2012 season, baby. Dude, I swear to God, sometimes I impress myself. And then it's funny because Brett Favre is an absolute fucking legend there. You know he won 1 ring?
Yeah, 96.
Yeah. They beat the New England Patriots. They beat Drew Bledsoe. Anyway. So yes, I have Joe Burrow at 6. I do, and I'm confident in that. But I will say this: I'm not gonna be ignorant to my list. Small amount of prejudice for wanting the old man to get it done. Small amount of prejudice in there. It's not perfect. I get that. However, on everyone else's list, I'm very confident they're going 3. Some of them are putting Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, the little switcheroo right there, which you could do anyway. They're going Joe Burrow. They're going Joe Burrow very tight. Then they're going Lamar Jackson for all that, and then so forth and so forth.
My question to you is: are you drafting Lamar Jackson?
No,
never. Not even if Lamar Jackson is there in round 7. You get top 75 player.
It depends. You know, maybe I'm a beer deep, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, that LJ, that man's there, and it's round 7.
You said maybe.
Yeah,
maybe you're a beer deep. No, maybe you're 5.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Yes. So yeah, exactly. Hey, Fugazi. It's one of those.
He said maybe it's a wazi, it's a woozy.
Yeah, if he's 7th round, I'm probably picking him. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what happened to me last year. It's the reason why I won the league.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because I had Jalen Hurts in round 7.
You did, and as a matter of fact, you know what? I will I will say to your testament, which is another reason why I asked you to be our fantasy guru on here. I'm just saying this. There was about, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure our fantasy guys are going to check this episode out a little bit, right? So we can talk shit
They're
about.
going to make fun of me a lot. Yeah.
Right there. That will be bleeped in the clip. Exactly. And here we go. So I'm pretty sure, myself included, there was 6 of us for about 4 months leading up to it that says anybody that takes
anybody on the Eagles.
Anybody in the Eagles offense is absolute garbage. And they produced the second best offense the league had last year. And afterwards, when we got to week 6, I immediately was like, you know what? I was wrong. AJ Brown
we are laughing.
AJ Brown had a fucking season. Your boy the Heisman Trophy winner had a fucking season. Jalen Hurts had the season of his life. Probably should have won the MVP.
Who won the MVP? Was it Patty?
Mahomes, yeah.
Patty McTeague.
When it's close, just give it to Mahomes. Hey, he only had 28 touchdowns. We had 10 quarterbacks with higher touchdowns. Yeah, just give it to Mahomes.
Just give it to Mahomes.
He's the face. So this leads to the next question. Is Deebo Samuels worth a top 2 pick given the amount of weapons that exist in the San Francisco 49ers offense?
Top 2 round or top 2?
Yes, top 2 rounds.
Okay.
His receptions went down significantly after they acquired Christian McCaffrey last year.
He was also nursing a hamstring. He was hurt there at the end.
He was out, I think,
2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Is what?
I said he was also a veg.
A veg.
It's funny because I'm talking shit about a guy who's worth millions of dollars, and I'm not worth shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he could run a 40 faster than you could run a 1. So let's not talk shit.
That's not true. I get to the 10.
Tomato. But I would say no. I mean, you're talking again. You're Travis Kelce, Deebo Samuel. Who you want? That's the question. Then Deebo Samuels goes in the 3rd round.
Okay. Yeah, to me, I was kind of thinking 3rd and 4th.
Yeah. I would pick him in the 3rd round for sure. Like if I'm picking first overall, I'm picking Justin Jefferson. I turn around, pick probably a Kamara and a Kelce, and in the 4th round, I would take Deebo if he's there. If I'm picking last in the 1st round and I'm on the turn in the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's something like a Tony Pollard. Or, if he's still there, like a Tyreek Hill in the 1st round, 12th pick, and then the turnaround could be another running back, and then the 3rd round would be at the latest in the 3rd round. If Debo's there in the late 3rd round, like 35th or 36th, I would take Deebo for sure, 100%.
Okay, here we go. I think I added this one in after our conversation. Will you ever draft Cam Akers again?
Yeah. Depend where he's falling right now. Hell yeah, I'll take him. Cam Akers is like the 20th running back off the table right now.
He's still is he not still a starter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no Darrell Henderson Jr. there anymore.
Okay.
I don't know. And you got Cooper Kupp coming back, so to create more space in the box. And I think Cam Akers at the end of the year last year came on and showed everybody what he could really do. I like him. I would never go top 30. He's not top 30, but
yeah. I'll take him in the 5th or 6th round.
100% take him in the 5th round. 5th, 6th round, I'd take him.
Okay. Here we go. Some of these other ones, yeah, they still have Alvin Kamara on suspension. Does OBJ get over 1,000 yards this year?
No. But I don't think anybody on that team is going to get over 1,000 yards.
Do you think if he was on a different team, he would be as productive as he used to be?
Not to that level. I think OBJ is. I mean, I don't think he's as productive as he was on the Giants. I think he's a 1,000-yard receiver if he's got somebody who understands like throwing mechanics to throw him the ball. If OBJ was on Miami, he would have 1,000 yards. If OBJ was on the Carolina Panthers, he would have 1,000 yards. But he's with Lamar Jackson and about 4 other people who are running the ball out of the backfield who need 50 to 100 touches each. And Lamar Jackson's going to run the ball probably 100 times, 200 times as well. So that team, again, just like Cleveland, just like Tennessee, you're going to run the ball. And I don't think that any wide receiver for the Ravens are going to get 1,000 yards than Steve Smith.
I'm glad you mentioned Steve Smith. It makes me feel a little bit better. It makes me feel confident in the future of Carolina.
Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Needs to be Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. My friend, that is our list of fantasy questions. Do you have any bold predictions you'd like to put on the season for any teams across the board?
Bold prediction, I think Jacksonville makes the AFC Championship game. 100. I think it's Jacksonville and the Chiefs, or barring injury, if Patrick Mahomes somehow dies, it would be Jacksonville, and I still think the Bengals are more of a complete team than the Buffalo Bills. So I think it would be the Bengals and Jacksonville. But I think Jacksonville's going to run it, man. I think Jacksonville's going to be really good with Calvin Ridley, with a healthy Travis Etienne, with a third-year Trevor Lawrence, with Doug Peterson. I think that team's going to be primed. And I also think, man, to your point, I'm going to get on the bandwagon here a little bit. Carolina wins the NFC South.
Thank you. I've been saying it for months. Listen. I'm glad we talked about this. Carolina's winning the NFC South. That's my bold prediction, and I'm allowed to say it. You know why? Because I'm a free man in America. I have freedom.
You are.
It's like 120 other, sovereign nations have freedom, but whatever.
Yeah. There's a bald eagle shitting on some other people, not us.
That's correct. Exactly. The reason I say that, it is so easy. It is unbelievably easy. When your competition is equivalent to a paperweight, we don't have great teams to play through. And if Bryce Young meets 80% of the expectations, we have the chance to win 7 games next year, this coming season, and that will be more than any team out there. People love to come back and say I keep saying Sean Payton for the Saints. No. Derek Carr and the Saints. It's not happening. You're not winning games there. He went there because that's the last paycheck he's going to get as a starter. Right? It's just like Moneyball. You know what? The Yankees are paying half your salary. They're paying you $3.5 million to play against them. That's what they think about you. Right? See, I want to milk the last ounce of NFL you got in you, Derek. And you want to stay in the show.
And you still want to be in the show.
That's it. That's why he's in New Orleans, bro. So
yeah, I agree.
I think Carolina, 7-10 record, wins the NFC South, right? I think 5 of those wins come against division rivals, and we probably lose 1 because number 1, Atlanta, the Bucks, all that everyone plays us very well. I think we overcome 5 of those games, and I think we lose an away one, probably in Tampa or probably in New Orleans. I think we sweep Atlanta.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that playing the Bucks, I mean, let's be honest, here's a great example. Last year, we were up 21-0 against the Bucks. And Tom Brady threw 4 touchdowns in 30 seconds, and all of a sudden we lost. I was at that game.
You were there too?
I was.
Hey,
I watched Mike Evans bomb the same corner in one-on-one, no deep coverage help 3 fucking times in a row, 3 drives in a row.
Yeah.
And the best part is it was on the right side of the field. The same side, no, same corner. You're like, hey, you won't believe it. Mike Evans is 6 inches taller than this guy. And you every time you went 0 coverage. And you're just like, hey, you know what? We trust you. Got bombed, right? Comes back, you know what? 1 time's the thing. Got bombed again. They come back and they said, listen, brother, we believe in you. Got bombed again. Shit was embarrassing. I took
People are stupid.
Are stupid, yes. I took my mom and dad to that game. I did. I was very proud. I thought we were going to pull it out. Said we hit a hot roll, and if we won that game, we won the NFC South. True. We were in the lead because I think it was dog shit record against dog shit record. It was the toilet bowl, but we were still like, I can't remember what it was. It's because we had division wins. That's why we were in that position. And when we went in, we went up 21-0 early, and I was like, yes, I believe in you. Yes, it's good.
I like very much.
Yes. And then next thing you know, we're walking out of there, and I said, I don't give a fuck if you stop serving beer in the third quarter. I need beer now. I still didn't get any, but
no, you didn't. So then that's when you went to what was it? Not Wings. Was it? Not
Wing
Hooters,
House.
the other one. Wing House. That's when you went to Wing House, right there on Columbus. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff right there. Yeah. So I think the Panthers go 5-1, kind of like what you said. I think they go 5-1. They lose one at Saints in New Orleans. I don't think Baker Mayfield beats you. I don't think Desmond Ridder beats you. But I think Derek Carr. Later in the season, Saints might be vying for a wild card, and they're gonna give you their best. I think they're gonna win that at home. But I think you win more than 2 games versus everybody else. I mean, I don't know your schedule right now, but I think you're gonna win at least more than 2 games versus everybody else.
I mean, think about it. The only thing you really got to know is we're playing 6 games against 3 of the teams that are ranked in the worst 5 in the league. So, you know what I'm saying? I think there's positive there. That's what I focus on. Considering our inability to win games. Considering that's why I'm thinking we only win 1 game outside of, the other 11 that we play against the rest of the league. We have this knack of just kind of like fucking up.
Here you go. Let me ask you this. Who has a better second year? Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson?
Wilson. Just because of the situation. Again, I think Olave, again, and like I said, I feel bad for a lot of these receivers because it's weird because you see these quarterbacks in college and they fucking sling that thing, throwing for 40, 45 touchdowns a season. Next thing you know, they get to the NFL, it's like, dude, it's really hard to just like get the ball to them. Like it's way more difficult.
They're both from the same place.
No.
Garrett Wilson and Olave are both from Ohio State, though. Same quarterback, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, but I mean, one is now being forced to play with Derek Carr in an offense that's going to be missing Alvin Kamara. And wait, hold on, don't forget. You're going to pull attention away. There's a certain star receiver that's coming back.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
from Ohio State. Also from Ohio State.
And guess what? I drafted his ass last year too.
So yeah, that was an
But
astute
I got him
observation.
in the late round, so I was good with that. Either way, the point
Yeah.
is, I think they're going to be way too inconsistent, especially not having Alvin. I mean, because that's really the bread and butter of what keeps their offense like in a good flow. You have to have him, and I think they've built so much around him being able to run the ball, being able to catch the ball, diversions. Because let's be real, like Alvin Kamara is the type of back when you have him in the backfield, like I'm no longer going to trust linebackers to cover him one-on-one. I'm going to be forced into that situation whenever I'm blitzing. But other than that, if I'm in any type of zone, I'm going to try and pick off of a safety, and I'll have two corners and a safety run a deep third, and I'll have another safety shadow across the center with him. You know what I'm saying? You got to have athletes covering him. So, yeah. So it's like without that, I think Derek Carr is going to struggle a lot. I think he's going to you won't believe this. I think he's going to throw a lot of turnovers. And I just based off of opportunity, I think Wilson takes that against Olave. I don't think he's going to have a bad season. I'm saying I'll say 850, 4 tutties. He'll have a DJ Moore season last year.
For what, Olave?
Yeah. I think Wilson breaks 1,000.
I think they're both going to do better. I think they both do better than that. I'll be honest with you. I think Garrett Wilson's going to do at least 1,300. I think Garrett Wilson's probably going to have 9 or 10 touchdowns. But I also think Olave we're talking health. New Orleans Saints are going to be losing some games. And they're going to be in the third and the fourth quarter, and they're going to be losing some games. And I think Olave is going to get third quarter, fourth quarter. I think the best wide receiver in the game is going to be Chris Olave because he's going to get 10 targets in the second half because they're going to be losing a lot because they're not going to have Alvin Kamara. And barring, Michael Thomas's injury history and his health.
No. His elite comeback that's happening.
He is still elite. He is still 30 years old, 29, 30 years old. The man can still run and catch and get open at a top 10 level.
Man, that's the problem. He can't run. Remember, it's his heel. He can't run. That's the problem.
Well, you don't run. If you're running on your heels in the NFL, there's something wrong with you.
Exactly. What is it, an ankle injury all the time?
I think it was a toe, to be honest with you. I think it was like one of the big toe or something like that. But he had surgery on it or something like that last year. But he's 100% healthy right now, as of right now. But I'll be honest with you, man. I'll hot take it. I think Olave will have a better statistical season than Garrett Wilson. Fantasy points. I think Chris Olave has more fantasy points at the end of the year, barring injury, than Garrett Wilson.
Sir, you are fucking high.
I'm not low.
You're not wrong. All right. Last segment we got, brother.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We're going to shoot up our Spice of the Week, man. Spice of the Week. And here we go. I know we're kind of in a rush on this one, but last time we went in a doomsday conversation. That was, to be honest, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a great rant.
I thought so too.
It was great. As a matter of fact, if you want, I might be able to cut that into this and then see what happens. So let's see if we cut to that right now. Okay. Now we'll see if it didn't work, then everybody's saying we're dumbasses. But either way, we'll see if we can take that from it. And yeah, people are stupid. So let's go Spice of the Week, man. Why don't you want to lead us off this time? Would you want me to lead it?
I'm following the leader here. You're leading it off, and I'm going to close it home. We'll see what happens.
Got it. All right. So, spice of the week, you need to tell us something that has happened in your week that made your week that much better and made it easier to get through to Friday, because usually the standard, people work Monday through Friday and then they coast into that weekend. There's always that little one thing that helped push you to get through the week that was really good, or something that made your week fucking awesome, getting a big time promotion, doing something, whatever. Idea, get everybody looking at the little things or the big things to look at more positive things in their lives so they can start focusing rather than on the negative. So mine,
dude, I love it.
Very clean, very simple. I love it. This one's a big one. Usually I'm a small guy. I look at the little things a lot, but we just got confirmation of quite a few bookings for guests on the pod, and I'm pretty fucking stoked to the max. It's involving trips to Vegas, Boston, and Rhode Island, and some pretty big name dudes, and I'm super stoked to the max about it. And I'm flying high for the last week ever since we got the notification. And I'm pretty sure you're aware, because I'm pretty sure I threw it in the group text. Yes, so I've been kind of flying high, and may have another thing coming in, a possible secondary individual sponsor for all the trips. Right?
Who are you talking about? Is it like under wraps? Is it a maybe? Is it a hypothetical still?
It's not a hypothetical. It's in the works. We got meetings happening.
Your people are calling their people.
Yep. It's just like Shane Gillis does with his Trump impression. He's like, it's such a small room. I walked in here and said, wow, that's a small room. Like one of those? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Meetings are happening, conversations, people got on the phone. Text messages turned into verbal communication, which then led to one PP touch.
Yeah, one PP touch.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I like it.
So it's not in writing yet. However, things are moving. Things are getting good. And it's getting my loins kind of, fired up a little bit. Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
So that is my spice of the week.
That's fantastic, man. I love that, dude. And I love being on this. I will say this. I'll take some time right now, man. I appreciate you having me on the podcast. I appreciate what you're doing. Just a freaking Florida man, just with a dream and chasing it. I will say this. If anyone in America right now, anybody who's watching this, anybody who will watch this in the future, if you have 1% of the fearlessness and the fuck it mentality and the grind and do your work hustle that Michael Bruck has, you will be successful in this world. So I will say that 100%. It's an honor to be part of the podcast. I love being on here. It's so much fun talking shit with you. Catching up and being a part of this journey. So that's cool. But that being said, spice of the week as well. Don't cry. I know you're about to cry, but don't cry. So my spice of the week, it's not anything about promotion. My promotion's happening in a couple of weeks. I'm doing an exam or something like that to be a senior level, whatever I'm doing. But honestly, the biggest thing I've kind of been looking forward to is I actually have a couple buddies of mine and their dad, like a lot of family, friends, like really close people that I know since I've known since I'm like 5 years old. They're coming up to where I live now in the Midwest. So they're coming up here for the Cardinals Mets series. And so we're going to an all-inclusive, all you can eat, all you can drink, club level seats tomorrow night to watch the Cardinals Mets. We're going to a top 50 steakhouse in America. And we're going to eat some freaking steaks on Saturday. And then we're going to another game in the bleachers on Saturday night. We're going to another Cardinals game as well. So having family, basically my family up here, coming up here. My brother's basically visiting me for the weekend. Kind of been looking forward to it for a while now. And so they're coming up tomorrow afternoon. I'm picking them up from the airport. And we're going to be schwasty pants by 5.
I will not be coherent.
No, I will be John Cena all over the weekend.
You remember those memes you see that you get like The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin? It says 3 of the greatest WWE wrestlers of all time.
Yes.
That'll be me. That's fantastic, dude. That sounds like a great time.
2 dimes and a token. Give me a glow stick.